Alex Pereira, he is the man of the moment, one of the biggest stars in all of combat sports, a two-weight division champion in the UFC. He's beaten 5 former champions in record time. He's stepping up on short notice. He's saving the day.
Shama.
Making absolutely millions of dollars. And it looks like right now, there's nobody that's going to beat it. But guess what? Like my mum always said, there's someone bigger and better around the corner waiting to take you down a peg or two. And oh yeah, let me tell you, there's a nemesis coming.
Do you know what nemesis means?
There is an old rival. There is someone that's coming to take the title from Alex Pereira.
A righteous infliction of retribution manifested by an appropriate agent. Personified in this case by an honorable me.
And no, I'm not talking about Magomed Ankalaev. A man that, listen, let's be honest, he is the next rightful #1 contender. And he has the style to beat Alex Pereira, according to Anthony Smith, my mate that I do a podcast with, Not Talking Crap. No, Magomed Ankalaev, by the way, is not saying he's going to out-wrestle him. He's saying that he's going to knock him out, which is crazy. But anyway, regardless, I'm not talking about him. I am talking about Artem Vakhitov. Artem Vakhitov is an old rival of Alex Pereira.
I'll be back.
Much like Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira were rivals back in glory, well, Pereira has another rival, Artem Vakhitov. Now, if you don't know who Artem Vakhitov is, allow me to give you a quick introduction. Raised in a Siberian mining town, straight away, you know this guy is going to be hard as nails, okay? Started combat sports at age 6, started with karate, switched over to Muay Thai, became a multiple-time world champion. He was the world champion from 2008 all the way to 2015. Then he switches to Glory Kickboxing. Over there, he's knocking people out left, right, and center, becomes a champion, defends the belt at light heavyweight multiple times, ripping to the body, eating people's livers.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Knocking people out and becoming a champion and making a name for himself. Of course, along the way, he bumps into Alex Pereira. These two know each other very, very well. They fought twice. They went to a decision both times. One time Alex won, one time Artem Vakhitov won. So there's a rubber match waiting to happen. But guess what? Much like Israel Adesanya, jumped ship from Glory Kickboxing to mixed martial arts, became a UFC sensation, became a global superstar, made millions of dollars. Alex Pereira did the exact same thing. And this is almost like history repeating itself.
Now I got the 6-time Glory World Champ, the last guy to defeat Alex Pereira, and we have a message for you. Shama. We coming.
Pereira sees Izzy moving on, thinks, hold on, I want a piece of this action, comes over to the UFC because of the history, kind of gets fast-tracked, although he had to earn his place. He had to beat Andreas Mihalidis, he had to beat Bruno Silva and a few others before he got the shot at Israel Adesanya. And yeah, he won. He knocked him out, and then Izzy knocked him out, and then he moves up to light heavyweight. Well, guess what? The same thing's kind of happening because Artem Vakhitov, I just told you, these guys have history, and this man is a striking sensation. Those two fights that they had, they were extremely close both times. And Artem Vakhitov, being the smaller guy, walked down Alex Pereira, beautiful combinations, took all of the power shots that Pereira could land, and landed beautiful, crisp combinations, using beautiful leg kicks, nice long combinations, and just tough as hell. Now, of course, he's made the switch to mixed martial arts. The man is now 2-1. And just like Alex Pereira, he lost his MMA debut. He fought Afrash Bashandi. Where did that take place? Chernihiv, Russia. He lost by doctor stoppage. But since then, this year, 2024, he's had 2 fights and he's had 2 first-round stoppages, both TKOs. And you know he's got one thing on his mind. That will be Alex Pereira.
I love you. See you soon, boy.
So, of course, he wants to get fast-tracked to the UFC. So what does he do? And he's talking about Alex Pereira. And this is what he's had to say. He said, first of all, MMA has always been interesting for me. But obviously, I'm very motivated by the prospect of getting the trilogy with Pereira. He's a superstar now, and I'm happy for him. But when I hear people saying that he's the best striker in the world, well, I think it's time for MMA fans to learn about me and my team. Let's just put it that way. Then he went on, by the way, to talk about Pereira's weaknesses. We've seen the strengths of Pereira. We've seen the knockout power. We've seen him flatline Jamal Hill. We saw him knock out Yuri Prohaska just last week. Sensational what this man has done. But according to Vakhitov, well, he's got a lot of weaknesses. He said his biggest weakness is that he is all attack. He has no defense. Because of his lack of defense, he is open to taking a lot of punches to the head. If he's facing a skilled striker, you saw that in his second fight with Adesanya, he gets caught because he leaves a lot of openings for people who know what they are doing. And that's kind of a good point. Remember, he went up against Adesanya, had Adesanya up against the ring. It looked like Adesanya was hurt. Got a little reckless with the combination, and boom, what a shot from Adesanya. Dropped him hard, and then, of course, the bow and arrows from Adesanya. So, he's doing the right thing. This guy, Artem Vakhitov, I'm telling you, he has got the skills. He has got the skills to threaten this man.
Are a very particular set of skills.
He knows he can go toe-to-toe with him. He's done that twice and won one time. Both fights extremely close. Now, Pereira, if you ask him, he believes that that last fight was bullshit. He said that everybody knows that when they gave you that win, it's because Glory knew that this would be my last fight with the organization. And he didn't want me to leave with a belt. For you to expose yourself like this, it seems that you're a bit lost and almost certainly don't have a manager. There's the side of Alex Pereira that everybody knows and loves. You know, seems you're a bit lost. That is nice passive-aggressive shit talk, and maybe you don't have a manager. Regardless, what Pereira's doing here, he's giving fuel to the fire. He's actually putting his name, Artem Vakhitov, if I'm even saying that correctly, on the radar, right? He's talking about him on Twitter. He's responding. He's adding fuel to the fire. Simple as that. So Artem Vakhitov, all he's got to do, well, number one, he's got to work on his skill set. He's got to work on the skill set, work on the wrestling, the takedown defense, the submission defense. But I'm assuming he's already been doing that. He's had 3 mixed martial arts fights. Get 2 or 3 more wins, this man will be on the Contender Series. Get a win on the Contender Series, and he's in the UFC. Win 3 fights, I am telling you right now. Artem Vakhitov versus Alex Pereira for the light heavyweight strap. And that could be one of the best fights we've ever seen, because those 2 fights in Glory Kickboxing, they were phenomenal contests. And I'm telling you right now, if people think this is crazy, this is going to happen in my humble opinion.
This is #1 bullshit.
No, Khabib, it's not bullshit. I'm telling you right now, they did it with Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya. And as I said earlier, this is history repeating itself. I'm telling you, there's a very good chance that this happens.
More like 1 out of a million.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Now, of course, for Alex Pereira, this man's got a lot of options because he is a 2-weight division champion. Is he going to go up to heavyweight? We've spoke about that before. There's options there. There's John Jones. There's maybe a Tom Aspinall. There's maybe even the winner of those 2 guys. Maybe the winner of Tom Aspinall and Curtis Blades calls out Alex Pereira after they win at UFC 304 because Jones and Stipe are still doing their thing. But regardless, as to whoever fights Alex Pereira next, Artem Vakhitov has a tremendous amount of work to do. But if he does the work, you'll see him in the UFC. And if he gets to the UFC, I think we will see that matchup go down one day. And I can't wait for it. The rivalry between Adesanya and Pereira was legendary. And I still feel like they need to do that 3rd match someday, even though Adesanya's not interested. But still, I'm going to wrap this one up now. Artem Vakhitov, I apologize, I'm probably saying that wrong. This man is coming for Alex Pereira's head.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
What do you think about this? And I'm sure Pereira's taking it all in his stride. I'm sure he's just laughing. I'm sure he's giving it a charmer. I'm sure he's not losing any sleep whatsoever. By the way, Alex Pereira, I love this guy. What an absolute legend he is. What do you think about this whole situation? What do you think about Artem Vakhitov coming for the belt? Am I out of my mind? Am I talking shit? Or am I on the money? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and ring the bell. Bye-bye.